I'd like to call the Finance Committee meeting to order on July 9th. Can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please note that this meeting is in person and we are being recorded. Okay, Gary.
So, welcome back, everyone. I know it just
Yes.
felt like we just left town meeting, but as customary, this time of the year is when we do line item transfers. We wait for the books to be closed with the town accountant, and we try to see where there's some shortages in some accounts, and we're able to make transfers in some other accounts. As the committee is aware, we need the finance committee's vote for those items, and we also need the select board. So, select board meets on Monday. So the timing of this is perfect. If this committee votes on them, we'll forward them off to the select board, and then we can adjust the books accordingly. So the first one that you have in the packet that was sent is for $3,300, and this was for Council on Aging. And what happened here was there was some, I guess, there was some positions that were not want to say added, but some time that was needed for work, mainly for like the councils that they have and the resource offices they have, so they went a little bit over their budget, and not having any other line item in their budget to transfer from, we're taking all these from the ban account. We have a ban account that has about $251,000 in that account, so we're able to transfer from any shortages from that account to supplement these four line items. So it was basically it was additional work
Well,
staff.
it was interesting, that was at the last Council on Aging meeting, I never heard any of this.
Yeah,
The extra
well, a
money.
lot of times, when we're finishing off the fiscal year, the department head may or may not know that they're short in those budgets. We send out reports every month, so it was the case where, in this instance, it was the resource officers that worked down there, you know.
Gary, just for educational purposes, can you say what the band's account is and why we can transfer funds?
So that band's account is for short-term borrowing. You know, as the committee knows, we haven't done any borrowing in the last few years. So, but if in fact we were out of start to do borrowing next year, like for the school roof, or had short-term borrowing initially and then go ahead and bond it, we would then be using that account. So we have the luxury of this year having that money available.
So we're allowed to transfer money
Yes,
for
we can
something like
transfer
this?
from any general fund account to general fund account with the committee's approval.
So the ban account is considered to be a general fund account?
Yes.
It's not, doesn't have to be specific to capital?
No.
Okay.
And you have 251,000 left.
251, yes.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion by Patrick, second. Are we ready to vote, or do we have a lot of questions for Gary?
Questions?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No. How many people do we have here? 5. Yay.
So the next one is for $8,000. It happens to be in my account, and the reason for this is we just sent out, and I really wanted to do this in '27, but I thought it was precedent that we do it sooner than later. So we go through the tax title, we go through the process of someone's delinquent on their taxes. They get a demand notice. They then get advertised in the paper. So this is the next step in the process. This has not been done in the town in quite some time. Prior to even me being here and to Greg being here, if you remember the word Tallage, the company Tallage, they used to send those parcels off to Tallage. Well, there was a lawsuit with Tallage in communities in Massachusetts and around the country, quite frankly, that took Tallage to court because they found it was unconstitutional what they were doing. They then went to the Supreme Court. The court ruled that. So now we actually do tax title in-house. So we do all this in-house, where we have the control over contacting the residents. We're not calling them at 6 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock at night as collection agencies. We're working with them through payment plans. So we sent out a round of letters through our tax title attorney who we use, who's the #1 tax title attorney in the state, quite frankly, Coppola and Coppola. And he works with communities through Massachusetts, working with us, working with the residents. We then spent $25,000, which in essence, I was short by $8,000 in my budget. But to let you know, we've only had the letters on the street for 1 week. So these are predominantly foreclosure letters telling the residents, come in, speak to us about a payment plan, or you risk losing the property for foreclosure reasons. So we spent the $25,000 to send those letters out. That's a lot of money. But in 1 week, we've already brought in $103,000. by
So the
just
point of that
doing
lawsuit
that.
was that people were losing their equity.
Yes, they were losing the equity. So now the rules are, if we to take the property, we have to now give back that equity to the homeowner.
I have a question.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. So you said this year, as opposed to last year, this is the first year
This is the first year in quite some time
that,
that we've actually threatened with foreclosure. And I would say threatened, I don't want to be so harsh about it. We've sent out letters that,
you mean that the town has done it, or the other company has
no,
done it?
no,
the first time?
we have done it.
Oh, okay,
In
but I
general,
mean-
in general.
So how many more threats of foreclosure have gone, how many have gone out, I guess?
Well, 300 letters.
300.
But totaling 800,000. So when you think about.
Total
Right,
tax
total,
bill,
yeah,
yeah.
the liability 300,000, 800,000. But when you think about, our commitment of at about 78 million, that's really a low amount of delinquency, if you will. So these are like the last, folks that are either struggling, can't make payment, but we are working with them to make,
And
through
is it
tax
this
title.
tax year, or is it past tax?
It's past tax years, probably like the last 2-3 years. But I mean, we're allowed to keep them on the books and generate interest, but the issue here is, just as you can see, in the first week, we've already brought 103,000 of that $800,000 delinquency. So it works. It works. The thing is, we don't want to own property. We want people coming in, making payment plans, and working that out with them. Yeah, absolutely, yep.
But I like the way you're cleaning things up, Gary. I think to, draw this to conclusion is important.
Yeah, and if you remember the company that we had used, like I mentioned, Talage, they were picking the cream of the crop. They were living the town with all the properties that really we couldn't do anything with. Wetlands, blah, 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 on and on and on. So it's more intimate for us to work with the residents, and work one-on-one with them instead of sending them to pretty much a loan shark and have them knocking on people's doors at all different hours of the
But
day.
you mentioned a third party, right? Not after somebody else you're working with? Who's the third?
No, we work with the tax title attorney that works with us. and-
So
and
my
sends out
question
letters.
is, our in-house attorney cannot be doing any of this?
No, initially, we did ask Attorney Savastano, but that's really not, I don't want to say it's not, he can't do it, but it's really not his niche. It's really a specific.
It's more effective for us to hire.
Yeah.
Anthony and Brian are very intelligent. It'd probably take them longer because that's not what they do every day. So it's more efficient for us to hire someone that
Yeah.
that's all that.
That's all they do.
What is
Capola and Capola.
Yeah, Capola and Capola. That's all they do.
They do nothing but tax title.
It's much more humane. That company was, people were
Oh, it's awful.
losing their
Yeah,
houses
Yes,
and losing
it was-
their
it was
equity, so
really,
they
really
couldn't go
bad.
anywhere. They were homeless.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Now, if you do get to the point where you do have to take a home into
Possible, yeah.
foreclosure, does the town become the owner of that property?
So what happens through the tax title process, and it's changed since last November, we would have been the owners of those properties. We would then now get the deed, have to now market that property. We're almost like the real estate agents now.
So it's like the town brokerage to then just to get your taxes back and any
Yes.
expenses, and then the rest has to be returned
The
to the
equity gets
previous
turned
owner.
back to the
Okay.
homeowner. Correct.
How you doing?
Yeah, it's not a bad thing, right? Because the idea was equity theft, and the Supreme Court
Yeah.
ruled that you can't do that.
Yep.
Yeah, ultimately, we
yeah.
don't want to own the property.
No, it just puts a lot more work on your plate to then just get the taxes. I mean, at least it gives you the avenue to do it if you really have to. if
Yeah,
someone-
we essentially, you're right, we act like the broker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everything's changed. We even have to send out a sheriff now. I mean, all the rules have changed. It was like 180.
Yeah, we've had conversations with Chris Markey and Mark Montigny about this because, there's some good things that changed with this. There's some not so good things that changed with it. For instance, I'm not sure if Gary mentioned it or not already. We collect 14% interest on an unpaid bill, right? So if you don't pay, that's a state law. We collect 14% interest. And before, when you put it in a tax title, you continue to collect that interest.
It actually goes up to 16%.
Oh, to 16% it
Yeah.
previously went up to.
Yeah.
Now with the reform, it goes down to 8, right? So the concern from municipal government professionals is if the economy ges tough again, which if we kind of are heading that direction, or someone falls on tough times, are you going to pay a 25% credit card or an 8%? Right, tax bill. Sure. Because now it actually drops down when we put it into tax title. So, I mean, we're not opposed to the fact that, it's not as burdensome on the residents. We don't want to create more burdens on the residents. At the same time, we do want to collect our taxes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when suppose the house, somebody buys it from the town, do they assume the tax bill? Who has to?
We get all the money.
Yeah.
So we own it at that point. If we foreclose, we own it. We have to get a broker now, go through this process. Let's say it sells for $200,000. we are owed 50 in taxes, and then we have another 20 in fees. We get the first 70, the remainder goes to the owner, the former owner.
We're only, at this point, we're only recouping taxes and the
And
interest.
then, and any fees that we
Yeah.
get along the way.
Yeah.
So any cupola and cupola fees, any time that we spend on it, we can keep track of. But it's minimal in the
Yeah,
grand
which
scheme.
back in the
That
day,
could-
we used to collect, I mean, for the interest, I mean, think about 16% on a delinquency. It was a budget, it was a, really helped us out in the budget, so now we've got to really think about how we're going with this, you know, when most of this money gets, returned back to the homeowner, and now we've got a lesser rate of interest. So, but again, the focus is, we don't want to, we're not in the business of owning property, we want the tax bills paid, we work with the people that are coming to our office and try to just help them out.
And the town of Dartmouth has never had, at least in recent years, the
No,
philosophy
foreclosures,
of
yeah.
foreclosing on homes that people live in.
Yeah.
That's just, some communities were doing that, which is why the Supreme Court ruled that way.
Yeah.
The town, we have
Yeah.
never thought, that's just not,
We
we're
go,
not
we
looking to
go,
kick people out of their homes.
yeah, we go way above and beyond
We would
what we should
foreclose
do.
on land,
Oh, yeah.
or vacant homes, foreclosed
Yep.
home, vacant homes,
Yep.
but we're not kicking people out of their homes.
Yeah, my philosophy is if they come in and they at least make an attempt and making a payment and are on a payment plan, that's good enough for me.
They're trying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve the transfer.
Second from Terry. All in favor?
Aye.
Just a second. Oh, no,
Any opposed?
Abstain.
Okay, no problem. One abstention.
Late.
No worries. Gary, do you want me to just sign these at the bottom, by the way?
Yeah, sentiment at the end. So the next one, Madam Chair, is, now this is a larger one, and so obviously, we can't get away from this as Medicaid payroll tax. And it's been around, I believe last year was around this amount, like 50, 60,000, and predominantly because we had issue with, not an issue, but we had a significant number of buyouts this year. So that raised it, and then as the payroll increases also, so does the tax. So as we're increasing payroll, the tax goes along with that. We cannot get away from not paying the Medicare payroll tax. So this is something you see every year. And at the end of the year, I do my best to try to budget the amount in there, but it wasn't
Can you say
enough.
what you mean by buyouts?
Like people retire. leave,
Retirements.
So different contracts have different benefits that people are entitled to. So pretty much across the board, we have 25% buyout for sick time. And then there's some contracts that are older where people are grandfathered into higher amounts. And then we obviously have to pay out vacation time. So we have an account for that, but we don't account for the Medicare tax in that.
So
it's just
because you're
unpredictable.
paying them more money than they would have gotten, the
In a typical-
Medicare tax is
Yeah,
higher, and then
1.4,
with
4,
collective
5%.
bargaining and other increases, you can't really predict where that's gonna go. And
Yeah, I try to keep this as lean as I can.
Yep.
Because I don't want to stop putting erroneous numbers in this budget for, payroll tax. So it's kind of like, do we put more in and then we don't need it, or do we come back for a transfer? So
Yeah,
it's always typically around this amount.
sure.
Any more questions?
Make a motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No.
And so the last one, Madam Chair, is a small amount of $500, the Youth Commission. It's a combination of, I went back and looked, it was to do also with the split week. We had a split week in there, and there wasn't enough in the combination of salary and expense. But this year, that's been corrected. $500.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Thank you very much for coming in to doing that. So you also have in front of you 2 sets of minutes, which I sent out April 30th and May 7th for approval, and I can have those posted and post those online.
Somebody want to make a motion
I'll make the motion.
to approve which minutes?
To approve.
April 30th?
April 30th. April 30th.
And do we have a second?
Me.
Thank you. Any questions? Ready to vote? All in favor? Aye.
I'll abstain, I was not present.
Okay?
Thank you.
Motion to approve the 726.
You mean
May
May
7th.
7th?
I mean, why am I?
Because you read the date, half of it. Do we have a second?
That's
to
why I
Brian?
wanted to package it, John, I think we could do both at the same time, you know?
Do we have a second? Is that you, Brian?
I'll be second.
Okay, perfect. Ready to vote? All in favor? Aye.
And isn't there-
Terry abstains. Thank you.
So just while we have the group here, I just wanted to mention a couple of things. You know, we'll start the scheduling for the fall town meeting, and I'll have CIPC start meeting. Usually I send the notice to the department heads typically around the middle of August, beginning of August. And so that'll get sent out. We'll start getting their requests in, so we'll start meeting with them. So I just want to I want the committee to know that I'm going to be working on that, so we'll start scheduling some of the meetings so you can go through the warrant. Obviously not yet, but just so you keep it on our radar.
In September, you mean? Is that? or
Yeah, we could,
earlier?
if we have something that's,
Probably do like a late August for a preliminary review. I mean, we already have a good idea of kind of what the warrant will look
Yeah.
like.
The earlier the better for me. I just have a lot going on right now, so it'd be great to know early so that I
Yeah.
can work around
yeah,
it.
I'll send out the schedule for CIPC, so we have that. And that is it for me.
Okay, anybody else have
I
any?
do have a question, though, about the budgetary advisory group. What is going on with that, pray tell? Anything?
Well,
Brian?
we had a meeting about a month ago, and we put forward a very preliminary plan that we are still going through. And part of the plan was well, I'll just leave it. We put a plan together.
Okay.
And so we have another meeting coming up, well,
We need to
We
schedule,
have-
it. Yeah, no, we
we
need
have-
to, we need to schedule
Yeah, we
it.
gotta
We had
schedule
one,
it.
we had one scheduled, unfortunately, one of our employees passed away.
Oh.
Right,
And it
sorry.
was, the time was of the employee's week, so we canceled it.
Passed
One of our DPW employees, Chris Canario, he was passed away in a car accident in town,
Oh, my
unfortunately.
God, that's
Yeah.
Was
awful.
that the kid that was in the accident at the,
so,
Fall River Road, yeah.
so we're plodding along,
Oh, I see.
going a little slower than I would like it, but we're moving.
And we've not heard of any tentative plan to reschedule a meeting?
Well,
No, I mean, we'll get it
Yeah.
together, we've just
probably
been really,
sometime next,
really
well,
busy.
it won't happen next week, but we've
No,
been
but
in a position to talk about.
we'll be reaching
it.
out to get one scheduled. This month, it'll be this month.
Was there a timeline on the original charge of the committee?
I don't have it
there
in front
was.
of me, but
No.
I think
I'm
the
just
idea
curious.
was.
I don't-
Yeah,
I don't
I mean, it's
recall.
really supposed to be an ongoing thing. We didn't anticipate a ton of results, I'll say, before this first town meeting, because we just got going really in December. But I would hope there'll be a lot more tangible results prior to the next annual town meeting, and as we go through the budget process, and that's the realistic.
So, and that committee will submit a report to the select board and the finance committee, or just the select board?
I mean, technically, it's a committee that the select will put together, but I mean, it is financial.
I'm just curious. I
Yeah,
don't
mean,
know.
it would be something that it would go to the finance committee as well, yeah.
I intend
We should
to,
have that on.
whatever,
Oh, absolutely.
Two of us are members, so
Right, yeah. I
whatever
didn't know
happens,
if it
you'll
was
be
in-
hearing.
Yeah, the idea is to bring all the groups together with
Yeah.
that represent, so yeah.
okay, good.
All right.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I make that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
very nice.
Enjoy the rest of your summer.